Hey everyone, welcome back to another video with Intulect. Today we're going to go over compartment syndrome. So this should be a very quick and easy lecture here. We're going to go over the 6 Ps, the risk factors, the complications, and of course the management that you'll need to know for your NCLEX and for the nursing exams. So let's get right into it. So if you haven't already, make sure you guys open up the musculoskeletal flashcards that are located within your courses to follow along with this. So what we're going to first go over is what is compartment syndrome. So compartment syndrome is basically tissue ischemia that's caused from a blockage at a certain point. So it can be caused from a fracture, it can be caused from overexertion in some athletes, causing increased inflammation inside that compartment, and it could be related to severe burns as well. So those are the most common cases you'll see in the NCLEX or in the nursing exams. They'll make a case out of it there. So those are your risk factors that I just mentioned. But basically what happens in compartment syndrome is if something increases pressure within your muscle compartment, there's a tissue surrounding it called fascia that does not let anything through. So if anything gets inflamed inside of that fascia, let's say it's your muscle next to your bone, for example, if any of that space gets inflamed and expands, so much pressure can build up to the point where it blocks the arterial flow to that muscle surrounding and also anything below it. So for example, if an athlete fractures their tibia, so their shin bone, what can happen is if once they fracture and maybe they have blood just flowing into that compartment there, it gets so inflamed inside that it ends up blocking the rest of the arterial flow down to the distal part of their extremity. Then you have something called a compartment syndrome. The most common case you'll see most likely on your NCLEX and your nursing exams is a case of a severe burn. So a burn can happen in that compartment, and once again that inflammation goes so high to the point where there is no arterial flow to that area. It can't go past that inflammation below, so they have to do something such as a fasciotomy. So we'll get into that specific case there, but all in all, that is what compartment syndrome is. So as you can assume, if no blood flow is going to that extremity below that certain point, then you're going to have tissue ischemia, which causes paralysis, of course, cell death and limb death. It can cause infections, especially if it's not treated properly and the fluid just sits inside that compartment. It can cause rhabdomyolysis, and if not treated in time, it can cause contractures or permanent nerve damage. One of the most common concepts that you'll need to understand about compartment syndrome is understanding the 6 Ps. So in any nursing exam at NCLEX, you are going to get this question because this is the #1 concept they want you to know and understand. So the 6 Ps is related to the signs and symptoms of compartment syndrome. So the NCLEX and the nursing exams really want you to understand how to identify it, because identification is the most important part to manage this condition. So the 6 Ps include pain, pallor, poikilothermia, paresthesia, pulselessness, and then paralysis. Now, one concept you definitely want to write down is knowing what are the early signs, or what are the first signs that you'll see if someone has compartment syndrome. And a very common case that they'll question you on is when a patient is reporting severe pain in the leg and you're giving medications and they're not responding to those medications. Basically, no matter what you give them or what you do, there is severe pain going on in the leg, for example. So what you'll see a lot of the times is it's pain that is not responsive to medications. Another common early sign, or some textbooks say this is the first sign, which is paresthesia, which is your tingling and numbness in the extremity. And that's because there's limited blood flow to the area. And sometimes why they say this may be the first sign is because when that compartment syndrome is growing or expanding inside that fascia, it may be early sign or first sign that, well, some of the blood flow is being compressed or limited to reach that extremity, but not all of it yet. So that is why some textbooks say that paresthesia is your first sign, and of course pain will quickly follow. Some other early signs include polar or poikilothermia, so that basically means a cold extremity. So once again, limited blood flow to that distal part of your limb. Then of course you're going to have cold extremities. And the last early sign is pallor, so that paleness in that extremity. And then your late signs of compartment syndrome include pulselessness and paralysis. Pulselessness, so basically when your arterial flow is completely blocked, of course you're not going to have a pulse to that extremity. So that is considered a late sign. And then a paralysis is pretty much the end result of not having any blood flow to that extremity for an extended period of time, which causes you to have no ability to move, and you have caused nerve damage at this point. Typically, they want to treat this within 6 hours to prevent long-term nerve damage. So definitely understand the 6 Ps. You will be questioned about it. let's go over management lastly. So some things that you'll definitely want to do, especially as soon as you identify compartment syndrome, is one, figuring out the cause. If there is other causes, such as if they have a cast on related to a fracture, you remove it. If there's tight clothing above that extremity, you also want to remove anything that may be constricting blood flow to that distal part of their extremity. You'll also want to write this down. This is a common thing they'll question about, is you keep the extremity at the heart level, not above it, not below it. You want to keep the extremity at the level of the heart. The reason is this is the optimal position for the blood flow to continue their path down to your distal part of your extremity. So definitely make sure you understand that. They will try to trick you for sure. So make sure you read the questions carefully. And then lastly, if it's related to a severe burn especially, then a fasciotomy is the treatment for this. So basically they would have to cut through that fascia to relieve the pressure that is built up inside that compartment. All right guys, we covered everything you're going to need to know for compartment syndrome. I hope this video is helpful. If you want to see more videos like this, go through our YouTube channel or our courses for the exclusive videos. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.